that unless we can connect science to the lives of community members, unless we can engage community participation in the scientific process, we may need to ask ourselves what the point of the science is. 14,200 STEM jobs by 2018 is the estimate. That's a 24% increase in STEM jobs, 7% higher than in the nation. And 34% of those jobs will be in engineering and technical operations. Most will require college degrees, and that includes 2 years degrees. You can see that in the pie chart. Of those jobs, 89% require some sort of college education. So in summary, I guess I just want to say that I believe science will continue to offer growth, innovation, and jobs, but that the way it does it will change. Science is becoming more participatory, more inclusive, more computational, and if we think about preparing students for that kind of science, for what I'm calling Science 2.0, it means process over content. It means multiple kinds of career paths, not just the PhD. It means emphasizing solutions over disciplines. And it means making sure we reach out to and include students from every walk of life. And I think Wyoming can be at the leading. I think the fact that you're having this meeting says you're already at the cutting edge of this kind of thought.
You know, our nucleus of STEM cheerleaders, people that are willing to put a little skin in the game and get something done and get it going. So, you know, the first question you have to ask yourself is the what and the who for the framework. Who's going to design the framework for your plan, and what's it going to be? What's it look like? When you have your STEM initiative, will you provide solutions for some of the issues you face? Let's think about teachers. Will you have better teacher preparation if you invest in the right STEM education initiative efforts? Will you have the capacity, the ability, the know-how to get your best and your brightest students in your universities to look at education as a viable career pathway, particularly STEM pathways in education? If you look at other states, you know, some of these states have 7 to 8 to 9 person staff members working on it. Other states have one person as a project manager, and they're utilizing volunteers from various parts of the community.
What we ultimately look for, 2 things. One, do they have well-rounded educations? They don't need to have the highest GPA. Can they communicate, both written and verbally? Second, I think that would be very valuable for employers is don't let students or your education programs focus on one particular area of expertise.
I heard one of you say earlier that, you know, if we ask kids, do you want to be an engineer? Most of them say no, but then when you tell them more about what an engineer does, or the earning potential of an engineer, they say, aha. Well, creating those aha moments and being sure that we're fully engaging them, and I think that takes more than just the efforts that happen in the classroom, but really all of us working together.
Should the CTE standards be more career readiness focused? Should the CTE standards include academic foundations similar to those I just mentioned, identified in ACT's work keys? Should they include very broad anchor competencies as identified in the 16 career clusters? And should they also include very specific technical skill competencies like the ones that are being developed across the state between high school educators and college educators?
I think that the motivation piece comes from students working in their areas of strength. Now, whether it's a strength or an interest, we have to try and find ways to help kids, help our students understand what their strengths are and what their interests are, and then provide opportunities for them to pursue that.
What is the role of the state and what is the role of the governor in advancing this sort of work? And there are inherent opportunities for every person at this table. And I can tell you that the governor feels an obligation to meet the needs of each of these good people, for good workers, for highly qualified people who have the right skills, soft skills and hard skills, to create an atmosphere in which there are resources, both financial and mental, physical, spiritual resources for them to carry out their work.